On Sunday 11th, Seoul Good News Gangbuk Church invited Grotch's choir and Pastor Ok-soo Park to hold the closing ceremony of 2020 for Summer Gangbuk News Camp and a joint worship service in Seoul. Gangbuk Church Chapel was filled with middle school students from Seoul, Gyeonggi, and Gangwon who attended the youth camp, and believers from Seoul, and Grotch's choir entertained the students with various performances. Pastor Ok-soo Park, focusing on the words of Romans 8, encouraged the believers to live for the gospel with that faith, saying although our faith may seem dead when we move into the world, after receiving salvation, God resurrects Jesus in our hearts. Through the worship service on that day, the believers looked forward to active work of the gospel that would take place in the second half of the year. On 14th, Good News Anseong Church held an inauguration service for Pastor Ok-soo Park with Grotch's choir. Anseong Church began building a chapel in 2002, but was unable to use it due to regulations in 2016 and has been renting for 10 years. As the building regulations were lifted, they were able to use the chapel they built and held an entrance service with believers from Gyeonggi to commemorate the relocation. Testimonies from the church evangelist Kim Young-bok and elder Baek Seong-deok, and Grotch's choir gave a wonderful performance to celebrate the entrance. Pastor Ok-soo Park said God has made us live as righteous people and expressed his hope that Anseong will become the center of gospel. Anseong Church expressed its expectation that many Anseong citizens will hear the gospel in the expanded chapel. Ahead of start of second semester, a youth camp was held for middle and high school students in 5 regions across Korea for 4 days and 3 nights from 9th to 12th. Good News Mission for middle school students in Seoul, Gyeonggi, Gangwon, Gangbuk, Chuncheon, Jeolla, and Gyeongsang together with Good News Mission for high school students in Daegu, Seoul, Gyeonggi, Gangwon, Chuncheon, Jeolla, Cheongju and Gyeongsang gathered at Good News Masan Church and held a youth camp. This youth camp was held with various programs and performances prepared by students that allowed other students to feel the love of God in church in a short period of time. In particular, they were able to accurately learn about the heart of Jesus and the gospel by listening to the words delivered by missionaries from each country. The students left with happiness they gained from the camp and promised to attend the next winter camp. Myanmar IYF held a youth event at Rhine National Gymnasium from 10th to 12th to commemorate International Youth Day. The event, held with theme of Design My Future, was attended by distinguished guests and over 2,000 young people, and various programs were held as well as mind lectures. The Mind Lecture was a time for teenagers to heal their bodies and minds on the topic of how to use the mind and the flow of the mind. Myanmar IYF expressed its wish to deliver happiness and peace to Myanmar youth who are exhausted from political issues. On 9th, IYF, Kampala, Uganda conducted a mind workshop for 80 teachers and staff at Galaxy International School. The workshop, held for the second time this year, consisted of various programs like Mind Lecture and Teamwork. The Mind Lecture was on direction of the mind, followed by group discussion on the content and recreation. The event conveyed the spirit of listening, cooperation, and harmony. Galaxy International School left a comment saying that mind lectures are really necessary for teachers and the workshop was also a meaningful time. From 8th to 11th, a Bible seminar was held at Good News Bangkok Church with Pastor Jae-hoon Shin invited. A total of 400 people from 17 states attended the seminar, and 300 new attendees received assurance of forgiveness of sins. The performance by the church left a deep impression on attendees, and the speaker, Pastor Jae-hoon Shin of Good News Mexico City, shared God's love with his testimony of salvation from Romans. In the gospel class, Pastor Seung-ji Lee of Panama Church preached good news. Attendees exchanged words and interacted through Mind Academy group meetings and individual religious counseling.